Hello and welcome to Mystical Adventures, where we explore all things mystical, healing, creative, inspiring. Welcome. I'm Vivian, your host. Today's topic, multidimensional approaches to timing. Are you caught up in the hustle and bustle of this chaotic world? It's time to make friends with time and to shift into a more harmonic flow. I want to apologize for missing last week's show. I am going through an awakening myself, and boy, that takes a toll on your body and your ego when you're making these huge energetic shifts. And it's all part of the process. I'll probably write about it or talk about it at some point, but for now, I just want to let you know I've been going through some energetic, spiritual consciousness shifts for the better. And sometimes we just need to recharge our batteries. So thank you for understanding. And I'm so happy to be here with you. Just a reminder, the next 6-week integrative dream work group is starting this Thursday, May 6th, 4:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I hope you can join me. There's a few spots left. I'm so excited to start this group. We're going to be exploring multidimensional ways of working with your dreams. Working with dreams in the body, mental, emotional dreams, and spiritual, higher consciousness, intuitive dreams. So please visit my website if you'd like more information. Contact me for more information or to register. And before we get into this topic of timing, I did write my blog this month about timing, and I just posted it on my website, creativepsychestudio.com. Psyche is spelled P-S-Y-C-H-E. And I did write this month about timing. And I want to go into a little bit more detail in today's show. It will be different information than my blog, but obviously related to the same topic. And I want to help you deal with linear time and just give some beginning thoughts. Just give some food for thought about ways to deal with and harmonize yourself with this linear time dimension. Before we get into that, I want to share the spirit helper who visited me and made her benevolent presence known, wanting to share a message for the week ahead to help you with the energies of this week. And it is related to our topic of time. Every week, I open myself to higher consciousness beings, angels, guides, ascended masters, and animal spirits, and ask for a message that will help my audience. This week, the Buddhist goddess or Bodhisattva Tara, who's a star goddess, came to me. Tara says the following related to this week's energy and the topic of today. The sun burns brightly across this hemisphere. Things are waking up. The brightness is contained at times by clouds. At times, the light shines through. You are here on this planet to shine your light regardless of the weather. You can do this by remaining calm in a storm, knowing it will pass, and the light can shine through once again. You can do this by aligning with yourself and the true power within and around you that surpasses time, the limitations of this earth plane, or temporary circumstances. The earth does provide you with the opportunity to experience your own creativity, power, and love, which are all gifts of our Creator. Use this time on earth to experience the transcendence and the other higher qualities within you. What transcends time is eternal. You are eternal. You are timeless. But you can understand your eternal nature by growing through the experience of time. Thank you, blessed Tara. If you Google Tara, you'll find out lots more information about this beautiful Buddhist bodhisattva. And bodhisattva is an enlightened, in the Asian spiritual tradition, an enlightened being. So Tara is an enlightened being who offers guidance to us earthly humans, even though she has attained enlightenment and liberation. Thank you, Tara. Time in this modern Western world has a lot of expectations. There are a lot of shoulds. There are a lot of social expectations, societal expectations about how we use our time and about the constructs, how we understand time and relate to time, our beliefs about it. And there is in this culture a huge emphasis placed on production, productivity, and action, on movement, these masculine qualities, which are beautiful and so important in our human experience. However, it can lead to over busyness, over emphasis on producing and doing when it's out of balance. And we need to balance that with the feminine. That's why it's so perfect that a feminine entity came to us today with Tara. We need to balance that with the feminine constructs and approaches and understanding, such as inaction, stillness, being in the present moment, letting go of what you're producing or the future trajectory, and just experiencing the joy of this moment, experiencing the happiness and transcendence of the present moment, of staying still. Time can also teach us about priorities, and recently there have been some situations around me in my personal and professional life that have led me to become aware of the finite nature of our lives, that this life is only for a specific time here on earth. And people who are facing end of life, when we connect with them, it reminds us of our priorities. When we see someone shifting their priorities because they can see that they only have so much time left, it reminds us what it's like to remember that we only have a short time here on earth, and to help us prioritize how we spend our time. And it is a valuable use of time to be still, to be in the present moment, to not produce, but just experience, and to experience giving and receiving love, and to experience something without caring as much how the end result is going to be, what the end result is going to be. We're in the time of Taurus right now. The sun is in Taurus, and it is a time of values. So time can help you ask yourself, what do I value? The phrase time is money has a lot of wisdom in it, in my opinion. And when we look at time as money, as value, as energy, it can help us just use discernment with how we want to spend our time. How do you want to spend your money? What do you value? How do you want to spend this short life? In my belief system, we have many lives. And I do believe that our most inner sacred part of our consciousness is eternal and transcends time. We are eternal. However, we are in this dimension of, well, time and limitation. At some point, it's up. At some point, we all have a date with death, and none of us can miss that date. We will all eventually get there. So looking at that as a part of life, looking at the ending as part of the process, and understanding that if we can use that to prioritize our time and focus on what our priorities are in life, our loved ones, expressing our true self, following your dreams, and all the spirits who've ever come to me. I was telling my friend this the other day. Of all the spirits who've come to me from the other side, no one has ever said, I wish I made more money, or I wish I had that plastic surgery. I wish I had a better car. No one's ever said that. No spirit has ever said that to me. Not that there's anything wrong with abundance or working or sometimes, getting some work done, plastic surgery, or getting that nice car, no judgments. But what I'm trying to say is most spirits don't value the same things that we might value. Many spirits don't seem to have the same priorities, is what I'm trying to say, on the other side that we do here on the earthly plane. The things that are such details that are so temporary or not part of what our soul really cares about as much. These are things that it's helpful. You can understand some of these details when you look at your life as if you're on your deathbed, as if you're looking at your life from your funeral. If you really want to create abundance, and that's what your soul wants to experience, that is one thing. But if you are trying to work at a job to meet some goal that's really a societal goal or someone else's dream, this is the time. This is the time to reassess, reprioritize. Most spirits I work with have regrets about not doing what they really wanted to do because they cared too much what people thought, and focusing on jealousy and competition and self-criticism, and not spending time with the loved ones they wanted to spend it with, not connecting with their spirit and their creativity. And those who did are really happy they did. And so it's a great time to just assess your values, my friend. Assess how you're spending your time on a daily basis. It's also a really helpful, expansive, transcendent experience to remember that linear time is actually an illusion on the higher levels of spiritual awareness. And even though we are in this particular dimension where things appear pretty rigid, and eventually we do cross over into the spirit world, time is really multidimensional, and it is more bendable, more flexible, more fluid than we realize as we expand our consciousness and realize that working with our higher power, God Spirit, working with the expanded higher consciousness that runs through us, we can use our intention to accomplish things in a different way than our analytical mind could have possibly conceived, and call on the help and support and guidance from our higher power to help us transcend what our analytical mind might be coming up against as far as obstacles on this plane. So using the power of your intention and calling upon this higher power can allow you to call upon that expanded consciousness, spirit guides, your own higher self, spirit God, and to work with time through you and your experience in a way that allows you to harmonize what you want to get done. And maybe part of the answer to your prayer is you realize that what you wanted to get done is not a high priority, but maybe the answer to your prayer is you just need to surrender and let go to your higher power, and then things fall into place. Has this ever happened to you? It's happened to me many times. You don't know how you're going to get something done. You don't know you're going to finish everything. You surrender it to spirit, and lo and behold, things just happen. All of a sudden, you get an extension, or someone help shows up at the right time. Things get done in ways you can't explain. So that's what I talked about in my blog as well. So check that out if you'd like to read about it. But I encourage you this week, my friend, to pay attention to your relationship with time. What are your values? How are you choosing to spend this earthly life and the time you've been given? Can you call upon your higher power to create what you want to create, transcend the limitations that your mind has constructed about time? I believe we do have a caller eventually coming. And in the meantime, I think I'm just going to draw a card for all of us, my lovely audience. And I want to thank you again so much for tuning in to Mystical Adventures today. Oh, the Seven of Wands just popped out. It's a card of overcoming obstacles and success over obstacles. Victory. It's a victory card. And I feel like the message for a lot of us this week is you've already overcome obstacles. A lot of us this week might feel guilty or second guessing ourselves that we've overcome obstacles, but others haven't. So why have I been bestowed with the success when maybe others have not? And I feel like the Seven of Wands is also talking to us this week, audience, about not letting others' success throw you off your course and not letting others' success make you second guess yourself if you feel like you are subpar, because you're not subpar, my friend. You are already successful because you're here on this earth, you're experiencing this life, and you're trying. And it is not always easy to be human. So give yourself some credit, the Seven of Wands wants to say. Allow yourself to celebrate your victories if you've had some celebrations, to celebrate others' victories if other people are experiencing successes, and know that it's a sign of your victories and blessings to come when you are aware of others' successes around you and see other people succeeding. It means you're getting closer vibrationally, a lot of metaphysicians believe, to your own success. That was the card for the general audience. I see we have a lovely caller, Jenna, in Middlesbrough, England. Hi, Jenna. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hi, welcome to my show. This is Vivian speaking. We're talking about divine timing. We're talking about healing our relationship with time tonight. How do you feel like your relationship is with time? Jenna, are you there? Oh, we may have lost Jenna. And my producer is going to work his magic to try and get Jenna back. So as we're waiting, I'll just pull one more card for this audience. What does this audience need to know? High Priestess. Get it in the shot there. High Priestess is a card about intuition, the divine feminine, hidden mystery, secrets. We just had a Scorpio full moon, this last full moon, and it was a time of revealing secrets. I know I've had a few secrets revealed to me. And the High Priestess, I feel like, is giving us a message about really about, not second guessing your intuition. If you're listening to this and you're not sure if your gut is telling you something accurately, this is a card of confirmation. Trust your gut, trust your intuition. The High Priestess wants to encourage you to listen to your intuition, to write it down, to record it so that you can see what the outcome is. And this can be one of the ways that you can confirm that an intuition is actually on. So instead of doubting your intuition, the High Priestess wants to say, trust it, write it down, and that will prove to you whether or not you're on, whether it was just an illusion, an anxiety, or true intuition. It seems that we have lost Jenna, but we have someone else. I see Lynn in Orlando, Florida.
Lynn.
Hi, Lynn. Can you hear me? Hi, welcome. I'm doing well. Welcome to my show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're talking about timing tonight. How do you feel like your relationship is with time?
Well, question, right?
Do you feel like you're
Yeah,
in
that's a good
harmony with your schedule and with your goals and with being able to be in the present moment as well?
Um, I'm trying. I'm trying.
Yeah. Well, it's a work in progress for us all, isn't it? It's called being human.
Mm-hmm.
So, Lynn, how can I help you tonight? Would you like a general reading? Do you have a specific question?
Well, was wondering if you saw any change within my home, or if there's a move, or
Oh, okay.
I guess
Let me
career
take a look.
change. Yeah.
I'm gonna tune in psychically. There'll be a moment of silence, and then I'll pull some cards. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So as I tune into you, psychically, Lynn, I do get that feeling like you want to move, like you're ready to move on, and it feels like you're you're feeling a little bit like the energy is stagnant where you are, and you're wanting to get the
Mm-hmm.
energy moving again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like, there's just this desire for um, for more excitement and more adventure. And I think that's coming from your soul. And there's a desire for just more movement and action in your life. Um, and I think you have this beautiful energy, Lynn, as I'm just tuning into your energy, that you really brighten other people's lives. And you're a very strong, positive person, and that you really, really love people and to be around people, and you'd like to connect with more people, is what I'm getting. And that,
Yeah.
you're I kind of get like this soldier feeling from you, like this warrioress or queen, or like protective, really strong female energy. And you help a lot of people, I think, just with your presence. So I love your energy, Lynn.
Oh,
Um,
thank you.
The cards I pulled about moving are, I pulled two moving cards. So my initial response is you definitely have the potential to move. It looks like you're going through some changes, and you have a little bit of resistance of not wanting to leave some stuff behind, but you've gone through a lot of letting go, and you're also ready to move on. I feel like an obstacle that the cards are presenting is decisions, and you're not quite sure where you want to move, or the timing. And we talked a lot about surrendering sometimes the timing to spirit and to God, your higher power, this show. But I feel like spirit is saying don't worry so much about the timing, but if you decide more about where you want to go more specifically, I feel like this is going to help the pieces fall into place, because it feels like there's so many options right now. There's not a lot of clarity that is helping you to co-create that trajectory of actually moving that forward on the earth plane. Um, the advice card is the Page of Pentacles, which is an abundance card. So I'm feeling like you might be a little worried about the finances, but I think you do have the finances to pull this off, and you will get offers, you will get opportunities. I'm hearing it might be near water, to move to a better living situation. And I feel like, there's a big emphasis on social for you. You really want to be next to the right people. You want to be next to people you can connect with. And I feel like, that's a huge part of what Spirit is wanting you to take into account when you're making this decision. Does this make any sense so far?
Yes, it does. Mm-hmm.
The final card is a moving card, 10 of Wands, and it does imply that there is a commitment involved, responsibility, but it's also a very strong moving card. And I feel like you are going to have to deal with a little bit of guilt, my friend, when you are upgrading your home and moving. I really think that it's possible. It might take a good few months for this to actually happen, but it might actually be towards more of the end of the year. That might not be what you want to hear, but I'm feeling like one of the biggest things that can help is not worrying so much about the other people around you where you are right now, and focusing on, starting this new chapter. You're moving on up. I pulled the sun for you. You're ready to Tara talked today about shining your rays of sunlight, and knowing that, even if there's clouds, that our rays are eternal, that light is eternal. So you're moving up in your life, Lynn, I sense, and you're, not taking no for an answer anymore. You're ready to get this show on the road. And so I feel like, yeah, and I feel like, you owning that and letting go of maybe your past, some people who aren't in alignment with that, is going to help you to really embrace this new chapter.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Yeah, so I want to thank you so much for calling in, and I really hope that was helpful, Lynn. I'm so excited about you and your lovely energy and new chapter. And I want to thank you again for calling.
And what was your name?
Anne.
Anne, okay.
Yes.
And
yes.
do you have what do you call I can't think now how much that is. Like a website or something, or where you do?
I do. Yeah, it's creativepsychestudio.com. And that's on the A1R page. Creative Psyche is spelled Psyche studio.com. Please contact me if you'd like a full reading or any of my groups. And that's on the A1R webpage and Facebook page. Okay. My Facebook page is also Creative Psyche Studio. And the name of this show is Mystical Adventures. It's on the A1R Facebook page. Well, I do need to run. Okay. We're out of time. Thank you again so much, Lynn, for calling in.
Anne. I appreciate your time.
My pleasure. Take care. Bye. And I want to thank you for tuning in, my beautiful audience. I do so hope that this has been helpful and uplifting in some way for you. Don't forget to visit my website, Creative Psyche Studio, if you're interested in that dream group, or to book a session, intuitive coaching, or intuitive reading. Have a beautiful, blessed week, and I will see you next show. Take care.